Conservation education is not new in India. In the 1930s, Dr. Salim Ali of the Bombay Natural History Society can be seen here in this visual, actually showing blind children what animals look like, stuffed animals look like. We at Bharati Vidyapeeth Environment Education and Research Institute have been doing school conservation education for over 20 years now, and we have developed very special models where knowledge, action are integrated into our program so that it can be linked to school education.
A hot afternoon on the hostile terrain of central Madhya Pradesh. Unmindful of this, two young women venture into an exciting initiative. They are part of an initiative to green the school curriculum in one of the greenest areas of India. An area where three of the finest protected areas of India nestle. And therefore one could assume this was an easy task. But it was not to be. The schools are located close to the triangle of Dudhwa, Bandhavgarh and Sanjay National Parks of India. But the schools have very little relationship with the rich natural heritage that surrounds them. The national parks were for the tourists and the schools were for the students. The divide was clear. The schools were comfortable to be rooted in their routine. Their syllabi were stuck, turning them into innovation-starved teaching shops. Not much of learning took place here. The schools offered little space for the children's milieu or context. Was it possible to liberate these schools from their four walls and from their stuffy interiors? Could the small windows of light be opened wider to let in more of real, experiential knowledge? Can the trees, insects, birds and animals of their rich surrounds enter their classroom and their curriculum to brighten up their learning environment? Could the children be helped to break out of their textbook straitjacket and experience a real-life learning?
नौवा पाठ है ये स्तनधारी जीव एक परिचय, ठीक है? कौन बताएगा मुझे?
It was this challenge that stared at the two women, Ashwini and Vishakha, as they walked along with their colleagues into these schools.
मुसोरेटी और इन्होंने गाने कौन-कौन से लिखे हैं? धरती सुनहरी अंबर नीला हर मौसम रंगीला ऐसा देश है मेरा।
सनेस पक्षी है ना?
पेड़ की खोह में देता है अंडे और उसको बाहर से मतलब मिट्टी से ढक देता है, छोटा सा वो छेद रखता है जिससे वो बाहर से अनाज लेके आता है और अंदर जो मतलब मादा धनेश पक्षी रहता है वो रहती है तो उसको दाने देता है.
The combined effort of these staff from the Bharati Vidyapeeth was to enhance the already present environmental awareness among the students and inspire a creative consciousness of environment in them.
तो दुधवा नेशनल पार्क में भी लंबी घास है ना? है तो और कौन से वहाँ पे पेड़ पाए जाते हैं? बाघ जो होता है किसी जंगल में बाघ है.
The seeds of this new consciousness that these schools would experience over the next 3 years were sown in 2004. The lamp that was lit in this workshop would light up the environs of these schools. The Bharati Vidyapeeth Institute for Environment Education, Pune, which took the major responsibility for the initiative, set the tone for a unique biodiversity initiative into this workshop.
If we look at the objectives of the project, it is really to generate awareness among local communities and schools about the importance of their own local protected areas and the biodiversity that there is within these protected areas, and try to understand long-term ecological and economic benefits. This is perhaps one of the first project objectives that we thought was a very important aspect of trying to do a program of this type.
The project was located on 4 sites in Madhya Pradesh, Sanjay and Bandhavgarh National Parks, in Uttar Pradesh, Dudhwa National Park and Lucknow City, the project's urban center where the famous zoo is located. There was a need to develop the understanding that every single subject taught in the school syllabus could be greened. Bandhavgarh, Dudhwa and Sanjay National Parks in the North Indian states of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh are some of the best known protected areas of India. While hundreds of thousands of tourists flock these places every year, there is very little effort to generate an awareness among them that these are great centers of biodiversity. This knowledge of importance of conservation of biodiversity is also very low among the local population. Past policies of the government, instead of creating a sense of ownership and love towards these parks by the local communities, have actually resulted more in conflicts. This situation threatens the very survival of the parks. Therefore, there is an acute need for steps to alter this scenario. This need was at the heart of the Biorich initiative. Where should this initiative begin? This whole new thinking and the creation of a whole set of new tools in the Biorich initiative began with school teachers. Some of the most exciting approaches in environmental education started taking shape in a series of workshops for teachers.
कुछ पक्षी ऐसे हैं कि जो केवल आपको यहीं मिलेंगे या उनकी संख्या 1 या 2 या 3 4 पक्षी.
At a workshop in the famous Kanha National Park, educators from all 3 regions, Bandhavgarh, Dudhwa and Sanjay National Park regions, as well as from Lucknow, converged to share and learn from each other's experiences in implementing in their respective workshops. Besides, Kanha is one of the best managed national parks in India and has many things to offer to people who think of environmental education. For the teachers, visiting Kanha had resulted in scaling their understanding of biodiversity several notches higher.
Nobody knows what the color was.
The corridors and cabins of the Bharati Vidyapeeth Environmental Education Research Center go abuzz finding these alternatives.
There is no need of depicting an origin.
Designers, educationists, artists and environmentalists spend days and nights whipping up fresh ideas on how to liven up the classrooms with environmental creativity. Many design and media approaches take birth here and are discussed meticulously. The final outcome includes a range of media that include flip charts, manuals, activity sheets, each one contributing to the plethora of educational materials that will be used by the teachers, trainers and guides. Over 4,000 students from 108 schools participated in the fairs, besides thousands of local community members and others, held in 4 locations of Sidhi, Bandhavgarh, Dudhwa and Lucknow. These fairs were a concrete evidence of the heights to which children have been spurred. With the help of their teachers, They make their own models, design their own masks and dresses, paint their own posters. Children enact plays that are created by them to carry the message of environment and biodiversity, which they have internalized for over 3 years now.
बचाओ
हे भगवान, आप मुझे इस सारी पृथ्वी का 60% भाग दे दीजिए जिस पर मैं हरे भरे वन लगाऊंगा।
जंगल के बीच में बसे गाँव को निकालकर भारत में साथ लिया जाए। जंगल जंगल बात चली है, पता चला है, अरे बाघ के आ जाने से जंगल हरा भरा है।
भारतीय विद्यापीठ पुणे द्वारा
Culminating the school initiative was the student seminar held at Pune.
हमारे विद्यालय द्वारा आदिवासी समाज का
Teachers and students from 32 participating schools used the seminar as a platform to present the various environment action programs taken up by them.
इस बात की जानकारी के लिए आदिवासियों के समाज का सर्वेक्षण किया गया।
These included projects which involved data collection,
वाहनों से निकलने वाला धुआं आदि इन सभी पर्यावरण समस्या
analysis of the problem,
कच्चा तेंदू का फल खाने से पेचिश ठीक हो जाता है।
finding solutions, and taking positive steps within their communities to address the problem. Now the challenge was to take this methodology to children and link it up to practical work. The first results are beginning to be evident in the pre-middle school in Paliakota, Uttar Pradesh.
परी मीन्स होता है चारों तरफ, और आवरण से मतलब है जो हमारे चारों तरफ जो हम घिरे हुए हैं, पर्यावरण जो है। इसी तरह से जैसे इसमें वृक्ष भी आ गए, मानव भी आ गए।
ये देखने में कैसा लगता है? ये स्तनधारी जानवर है।
चलिए बताएंगे कि शेर और बाघ में क्या अंतर होता है।
बाघ के शरीर का रंग पीला होता है और उसकी काली, उस पर काली धारियां होती हैं।
शाबाश।
और शेर के सर गलों पे अयाल होता है।
But this distinction between lion and tiger is not sufficient to address all the nuances of ecosystems, food chains, food pyramids, and biodiversity.
कोई भी परितंत्र कैसे बनता है? 2 तरह के घटकों से बनता है। एक सजीव घटक होता है और दूसरा निर्जीव घटक होता है।
Another class takes a step further from the tiger and lion and works towards developing the understanding of biodiversity among the children. As various birds, animals, insects and aquatic life are pasted on and around the drawing of a tree, the concept of an ecosystem becomes tactile. The concept that this ecosystem includes both living and non-living beings is also transmitted to the children.
पेड़ एक परितंत्र सिर्फ इसलिए है क्योंकि इसमें जैविक घटक भी हैं और अजैविक घटक भी हैं।
Children observe and mark different elements of a tree. Even a live caterpillar, which they would have earlier killed with glee, now becomes a valuable element of this ecosystem.
मैंने आपको कुछ हिरण के बारे में बताया, 2 दुर्वासन में बड़े बनते हैं। तो कौन कौन से हिरण पाए जाते हैं वहाँ पे? 5 प्रकार के।
Thus, the effort started by the staff of Biorich has given rise to a classroom that is vibrant, curious, and alive.
और एक बताइए कोई दूसरा, और कोई बचा हुआ है? देखिए बात काकड़। अच्छा शाबाश, बैठिए। काकड़। तो ये सब क्या हो गया? अपने प्रदेश की विविधता हो गई, जिसमें 12 सिंगा भी है, 5 प्रकार के हिरण भी है, ये सब पक्षी भी है, अलग अलग प्रकार के वनस्पतियां भी हैं और कई प्रकार के कीटक भी है यहाँ पे। ठीक है, तो ये जैव विविधता हमें संभाल के रखनी है।
तो इतने सारे लक्षण जिन
Inspired by this change in their classrooms, the local teachers have also been inspired to own up the process and become more creative in their teaching. As a result, the entire classroom becomes a canvas of imagination as the children and the teachers paint their newly acquired knowledge of biodiversity.
जितना नोक इसका है उतना ही नोक इसकी बनाओ। अब बीच का बहुत सफेद रहेगा।
These transformed classrooms have succeeded in the original objective of opening the classroom windows to invite the outside world into them. Environmental learning has now become an activity that touches everyone's soul. Children have become protective towards all life forms around them. The initiative had traveled a full circle, starting with teachers and students, involving educational administration. It had moved ahead to encompass park guides and the park communities.